Join us. You're fired. So, the day I've been actually anticipating. Got some releases. Then we got some more releases. And then I hear we have some even more releases. Now, for the bots that have listened, by the way, just FYI, I'm considering flipping over to Patreon in a few weeks or so because I am not all that ecstatic. Uh, when I do, you'll understand. I don't want to get sidetracked. Anyhow, yeah, I was anticipating this. For those that cared to listen to my predictions, I think I just need another two more. I said Sonya Deville would get released. I said Shayna Baszler would get released. Then the other two are two major ones that, if they happen, will just let me know that I was accurate with what I was saying. I'm not going to say you have to go back and go listen to the episodes. The Dakota Kai thing was a little odd, especially after, you know what, now that I think about it, when people were noticing that she was off television and then she made the post saying, I'm not injured, just home. I think kind of what she did was actually, without her even knowing it, was forcing WWE to actually just, hey, we need to hurry up and drop this now. By her saying that, it gives people the belief that, oh yeah, she's gonna come back to television or whatever. What's their name? Oh yeah, Corey Jade. I have a theory too on the releases. I think I'm gonna save that for Patreon if I do this, or whatever other platform that I go that's outside of this one. Corey Jade was a surprise to me. I personally thought she sucked. I thought she sucked in the ring. I thought her promo sucked. I think she needs to take acting lessons, which leaves room for her to improve. But I thought that she was liked because she was on so much and because she was a buddy of CM Punk. So that one was a surprise. And if you notice, when it comes to the releases, I'll just leave this little Easter egg. There's usually one or two surprises. For me, it was her. When I saw Braun Strowman, it didn't really surprise me. It's really funny because if not yesterday, 2 days ago, I was saying to myself, Braun Strowman would have been better off if he had stayed on the indies. That time he made the run, he did the run in the TNA, and then they called him back. I mean, they didn't really. Then again, he did have a nice little run feud with Braun. Not Braun. What's his face? What's his name? Damn, the big dude that's injured now. They changed names so many goddamn times. It makes me wonder that if dude wasn't injured, would they have kept Braun? But that's neither here nor there. I think he just would have been better off, on the indie circuit for a while, especially after making that comment that he made. It would have really strengthened him up. As we've seen before, certain people are going to disappear, a la your Leah Vandales and your Amanda Roses. They're going to talk that shit, but, I can't believe that old girl tried to act like she was surprised at being fired and then announces that she's pregnant again. That's the fucking smack in the face. And you're going to probably get your husband fired. So, or they might have announced that to save his job. Who knows? That was just my little side thing that I just wanted to spit that out. Anyhow, I said with Shayna Baszler. It's very likely she'll roll over to AEW. She's going to probably still continue with Bloodsport because um, Josh is a mentor of hers who actually trained her. So she's going to be heavily invested with that. And I wouldn't be surprised to see if Bloodsport kind of expands a little bit, maybe a little bit more events, because they've expanded pretty well so far. It was, to my knowledge, just once a year. Now it's like, maybe 3 or 4. So, but yeah, I believe that Baszler, and you know what, she's been blessed that she can have her name. She's going to end up going over to AEW. Marina Shafir. They'll probably get Shayna Baszler because Shayna Baszler had already appeared. All the shit I said in the predictions thing, but the thought that I had is that now that they know, I'm going to show you something. And you're going to see, once again, that might be accurate. I believe that they knew that they were going to release Shayna Baszler. So I expect WWE, because they're not dumb, sorry about that, I believe that WWE will likely make a play for Ronda Rousey and put her on some Legends contract, because they'll be very aware that all 4 of those women that consider themselves the 4 horsewomen are available. And it's just whether or not if Rousey's going to take it or go fuck that, because there's no more Vince there and Paul could schmooze that and Stephanie could schmooze that, and they might have already locked that in with her and then fire Shayna, so that now that prevents Rousey from going anywhere. But I'm not surprised if they know, like, oh man, all 3 of them are there. And for the record, for those that don't know, they tried the 4 horsewomen versus 4 horsewomen, and Marina Shafir during the interview said that the WWE 4 horsewomen were shit in the bed. They didn't want to do it. So, and they said they tried really, really hard to get that popping. So, but I have another story on that for another time, another theory, another suggestion, another idea. But for the women, I'm not going to lie, and this is strictly for the women, I'm glad they got fucking fired. Let me tell you why. Because motherfucking TNA needs a facelift. The motherfuckers are on barely life support. I don't give a fuck about their deal with WWE. When you're not watching WWE talent there, they are on fucking life support. It's the first time I've ever seen this company at the time that I've been watching. And I started watching it when I came back into wrestling. So it's not like, I saw it when they started, then took a chill, then came back. So this is the first time I've seen where the content is just not strong, especially in the females division, the women's division. So with, some of these, Dakota Kai could definitely migrate over there. Shayna Baszler should kind of stay a free agent when maybe she floats around, because she can has enough on her resume that she can call her own shot. She's almost, I can really see her joining the Moxley if they keep that faction going with Marina Shafir, and then those 2 women breaking off, yada, yada, yada. But TNA they need women, man, point blank, period. As we saw, Indy Hartwell is over there now, and I just want people to really see her funny side. If she can do that while wrestling and cut really funny promos, she gonna make a lot of noise. And she's over there with her homegirl that was in NXT, so they'll be back, and I don't know if they'll be feuding or whatever it is. Anyhow, that's pretty much all I have to say. Oh, I know what I want to say, too. Now we're going to see who's going to sing and who's going to swim. Like when I was talking about Amanda and Leah Vandale, bitching about this and the third, and actually teasing people about whether or not they're going to come back, and they're not interested in coming back. But that's a whole other conversation for another time. Trust me, it's in the back of my head. Who's going to sing, who's going to swim? A lot of people have never been in the indie circuit, so they just so they just fold. Um, you have people that will be that hungry that they will go on the indie circuit. Now, I just finished. I didn't know that Carmen Petrovic had a YouTube channel, and she had a Q&A, and one of the things was asked about was the indies, and she right now straight out flat out said, man, I wish I had gone to the indies first before going straight to WWE. What that says to me is that if she's on a list, because they said more people are coming, if she's on the list, you're going to see more of her. She's going to be fine. So there's certain people you're going to see, and certain people after they get terminated from WWE, that's it. TNA can really use what's the girl from the ones they terminated from the Meta Girls? Lash Legends partner. I'm sorry, it's a brain fart right now. See, they could use her. And the funny thing is that I started noticing it on NXT when they were separating everybody. They had already Axiom, who I can't stand, Fraxium, and all that shit. They moved them up. Then you saw Metaphor separate. There was someone else I felt like separated. I just can't recall. Chase U is now being rebuilt, and it's saying to me that is it Andrew Chase? Chase is going to be staying in NXT for a little bit longer. Oh, okay, I know it was Gigi Dolan. Priscilla Kelly. That one I kind of saw in a way, because the more they kept trying to rebrand her, that goth shit is only going to go for so long. And, just the way her entrance was and everything, her fucking with the rose and everything just came across as corny. The funny thing is that I found, in my mind, the angle that I think might have worked for her is something that she did in TNA when she appeared with Tatum. I think the first time she told Ash by Elegance something, but she was like, I guess that means you can kiss my fat ass. And it was funny. And I said, man, it would be funny if everything she did was around her ass. Every promo, and that just becomes a thing for her. So, but more than likely she's going to go over to TNA because her boyfriend or fiance or husband of the, whatever, is over there. But yeah, TNA, they need people. But yeah, that was my lead-in. Gigi and what's her face and them lost the match at TNA. Shotzi was no longer there, and it's still questionable whether or not she's getting released or not. She's gonna be fine. More than likely, she's probably gonna go to TNA. If I were them, if TNA offered me a contract, I would go there over AEW. Certain people are meant for AEW. Certain people just aren't. Like I said, Natalya was meant for AEW, and she didn't go. I think she should have taken it. But that doesn't mean she can't get released. But she should have left on her own accord instead of saying it and signing the deal, especially with her own school. And I think that she might already have the WWE ID. But if she has that ID, that might be her saving grace as to why, she won't get released in that fashion. If anything, they'll make her a trainer as if she has that ID. I just cannot recall. But the Nightmare Factory, I believe they have that ID as well. And they still also train talent from other places. And so does Natalya, if you heard her interview. She was name dropping all the talent that comes through the school. So, yeah. Like I said, TNA needs a upgrade. They need a facelift. So, to those that were released, now it's time to see who's really about it and who's going to just up and up dissolve like Thanos hit them.